Helen thought she was in control. Matt thought he didn't care. Jonas didn't think at all. But in the space of a single conversation, all three of them were proven wrong. The tea room was silent except for the low hum of the fridge and the occasional pop of the kettle cooling down. The air smelt like old carpet and burnt coffee, the kind of space where conversations didn't matter and nothing lingered for too long. Matt stood by the counter, stirring his tea in slow, absent-minded circles. His face was unreadable, his mind blank. He wasn't tired. He wasn't irritated. He was just there. Helen leant against the counter beside him, arms crossed, eyes sharp with amusement. She had that expression she always had when she was circling someone, looking for a way to poke just deep enough to get a reaction. "You know," she said, tilting her head, "you could drop dead in this office and I don't think anyone would notice for days." Matt didn't react. He kept stirring his tea. Helen smirked. That was the game. He never reacted, never snapped. Never even told her to shut up. It was like teasing a wall, a perfectly unbothered, unmoving wall. And that, more than anything, made her want to push further. "You ever think about that, Matt?" she continued. "How no one actually likes you? You just exist. A background character in your own life." Matt's spoon clinked against the edge of his mug. Helen grinned. "Not even disagreeing, huh? You know I'm right." The door creaked open behind them. It was Jonas. He walked in like he always did, calm, sharp-eyed, and completely aware of everything happening in the room before anyone had the chance to explain themselves. His gaze flicked between Helen and Matt, his expression neutral, but aware. "What's going on in here?" Jonas asked, stepping towards the table. Helen turned, still smirking. "Oh, just having some fun," she said lightly. "Nothing serious." Jonas didn't blink. "Fun, huh?" He let the silence hang just for a second before leaning towards Helen, his voice quiet and measured. "Let me ask you something. Why do you think Matt doesn't do anything? Why do you think he just lets you say this stuff?" Helen raised an eyebrow, thrown off by the question. "What?" Jonas tilted his head, thoughtful. "Well, could it be that he just doesn't care? Or maybe there's something else?" Helen frowned. "I don't..." Jonas didn't let her finish. His voice was sharper now, lawyer-like, cutting straight to the bone. "Do you think it's possible," he said, "that Matt doesn't push back because he pities you?" Helen blinked. "Excuse me?" Jonas stepped forward slightly, his tone deliberate. "Think about it. What if Matt lets you do this because he believes, deep down, that you need it? That this is the only thing you have in your life that makes you feel in control?" Total silence. Helen's smirk flickered, just slightly. Jonas kept going, his voice unwavering. "You think you're mocking him, Helen. But what if it's the opposite? What if every time you call him a loser, every time you remind him that no one likes him, Matt isn't affected at all? What if he just lets you do it because he knows deep down this is all that you have?" The air in the room shifted. Helen's face twitched, like something had finally cut through the usual shield of amusement. That's... Jonas held up a hand, stopping her. No, let's be real here. You do this a lot. You don't mock other people like this. Only Matt. Why? Helen hesitated. Jonas pressed further. Could it be because he's easy to push around? Or is it because, on some level, you know he's the only one who won't push back? The words hit like a dull thud in the air. Matt, for the first time in the whole exchange, stopped stirring his tea. His grip on the mug tightened slightly, and he finally lifted his gaze from the tea's dark surface, looking directly at Jonas. Jonas didn't blink. He turned to Matt now, and his voice softened, just slightly. Matt, he said, quieter now, more controlled. Do you let her get away with it because you think she needs this? And suddenly, Matt wasn't sure. For the first time, he actually considered it. Helen saw the hesitation in Matt's face. She saw it. And that's when everything collapsed. Her smirk disappeared completely. Her shoulders stiffened. Her face, already pale, seemed to lose the last bit of colour. Because there it was. That half second of hesitation. The thought. The undeniable truth in Matt's expression. One that neither of them had ever even considered before. Matt, up until this very moment, had never actually thought about why he let Helen do what she did. He just assumed it was indifference, that it didn't matter, that it was just background noise, nothing serious. But now he wasn't sure. And that ruined her. Helen turned abruptly, almost violently, and grabbed her bag off the chair. She didn't say anything. No joke, no last word, no clever exit. She just left. Fast. Hurried. Like she needed to be anywhere but here. The door swung shut behind her. Silence. Jonas leant back slightly, exhaling. Huh. Matt stared at the now empty doorway, then turned to Jonas. His voice was low, confused. Why the hell did you do that? Jonas shrugged, as if shaking off the moment. I was just bullying her the way she bullies you. Matt frowned. Jonas gestured vaguely towards the door. I don't know anything about her, Matt. I honestly just guessed everything I just said. Matt's breath stopped slightly. Jonas's voice softened, but not in an apologetic way. She says all that stuff about you, just assuming it's true, right? So I did the same to her. And I guess I was right. Matt didn't respond immediately. He turned back to his tea, watching the ripples settle, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't know how he felt. Jonas studied him for a moment, then clapped a hand on his shoulder. You don't have to let people talk to you like that, you know? Matt exhaled, slow and steady. The tea room was quiet again, but the silence wasn't the same, and neither was Matt. If you've made it this far, I've got more content you might enjoy. Hit the like button if you found this interesting, and take a look at the videos on your screen for more. Trust me, you won't want to miss them.